Oh, hi everyone. Sorry I'm a little late here. I got everything happens all at once. Right before I got started, one of the comments I had asked whether the movement, the UWD 33.1 that was shown, this one right here. There's a guy in California named JD Shapiro who's been using these as his base movement. This is one of his watches. This is the best picture I had. I tell you, if you're ever trying to sell watches, make them easy to print and to download. They've got these tell your whatever hack you get to do your website for you, because if they're easy to download and make copies of, all of your promotion will be sent about. Here's another view of it. The way this, I don't know what they were thinking. Here's another style he has of his watches, and I was very impressed by the dials that he did. Okay. Anyway, his name is J.N. Shapiro. And anyway, that's what I've been trying to gather up, and I got time. Is the sound okay? The reason I'm asking, some people were complaining about the sound, and I just want to know if this sound is all right compared to the other one. Okay, sound and video are okay, good. All right. So people were wondering about that. So I changed my microphones. Oh man, what a day! I had one of those days today. Oh, that's what I need. Okie doke. Let's see who we got here. Hey, Geezer, how you doing? Geezer's in the house. Eddie, NS something. Junior, hi Junior, and Mr. Gumby, and let's see. Hi, David. Let's see. True Junior and level 11. That's hard to say. Level 11, or is that just level 1? No, it's level 11. Hey, Mark. Dwayne. Okie doke. Hey, Bruce. Dominic. Let's see. Don't want to miss anybody. Hey, Clyde. How you doing? Just got out of your pool, huh? Pool's a good place to be. It's outside, you're getting a lot of sunshine. I just went over this thing by the World Health Organization, and they really emphasize exercise. And so, watch collectors, we get a lot of exercise, so we're good. Let's see. Hey, Bruce Gallo and Tim and Mark in. How are you? Sean, Hans, Donald. Great group here today. All right. Well, anyway, so I was looking at this. I thought, all right, and you look at the case. The case is okay. Let's see. The dials are really nice. They're very Breguet style dials, and I like them. I like the hands. Here's the side view of the case. Now, he's selling these or trying to sell them for $30,000, and I hope he does. And I'll tell you why. If we can put together something without the gold case that is, pretty close to that in terms of looks, except instead of using the Guilloche, right now we're looking at enamel. We got a $30,000 watch. That's the way I like to look at it. Anyway, I don't know how well he's doing, but Anyway, I thought it was interesting. So what do you guys been up to? You saw his, oh yeah, they had a write up in Hodinky. How do you guys say it? I always said always call it Hodinky, but Hodinky I guess is how, I don't know how it's pronounced. If I had a watch magazine, I'd call it Watch Magazine, something simple like that. Oh, hey, civilized Kazoo. I want to meet your cousin, the uncivilized Kazoo. Are cows? Hi, Forbin. Is this a new option for a case? No, yeah, well, I mean, it's not so much a new option for the case. It's just sort of looking at stuff. I think the more stuff we look at, I think the better off we're going to be. And we didn't even know what movement we're going to get yet, so that's sort of up in the air. The UWD movement and the Agonor movement and the Lang movement are all like really good movements. The ones by Bashur are good also, but I think compared to the other ones I'll put it this way, they're excellent. And the Bashurs are very good. So, I mean, it's not like we're throwing in a cheap movement, no matter what we do. One will be more so than others. Is what? Oh, okay, Mark. Thank you. I didn't know that. We spoke on Facebook about good value high horology, looking for a piece to celebrate my milestone birthday. Okay, civilized. Yes, I remember now. We talked about your birthday. Jen Tingler is putting together a new channel where he gets tanked and talks about Universal. It could be called Odd and Drunk. Oh man. I got the whoops. There's my new microphone fell over. Not my new one. It's actually my old one because people are complaining about my new one. This is what I got. I got a microscope that I wanted to take pictures of my, take watch pictures of some close-ups. And the problem is I can't get the Wi-Fi on it or wherever it is synced with my iPhone or my Mac. So I'll have to, that's another mystery. I'll call. Shane had one of these and he had some things posted on High Horology Lounge. So this looks like you take this off, you turn it on and it's supposed to, act like a microscope and then you get it, you get your picture on your screen rather than using a loop. That's an idea. Let's see. Half Czechoslovakian, half Hungarian. Which half, Mark? We need these details, okay? I don't know. About last year, about this time, I was in Hungary, and a few years ago, we were in the Czech Republic. So it could be a lot of things. Wait a minute, there is no Czechoslovakian anymore. It's either Czech or Slovakian. Which one is it? Two turntables. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, didn't Shane or someone use it on HHL? Yeah, Eddie, that's exactly where I got it from. I got to talk to Shane about it and see how we sync it up with his phone or his computer. If he has a PC, then I'm sunk because apparently you can. I don't know. I got a PC around here somewhere, but yeah. Well, a selfie of what, Mark? Like the inside of your eyeball or something. What's your favorite adult drink? Oh man, I got a lot of those. Have you guys ever? I tell you what, I really like. This is an old-fashioned one, very old-fashioned. This is like from the 1940s. Imagine this: 1940s in one of those cafes where they have candles on the table and people are all dressed up. It's called the Grasshopper, and it's a green drink, and it just tastes great. And after you have one, you don't worry about the next seven. It's a lot of fun. I like was it old fashioned? No, Manhattans. I make great Manhattans. What else? But I'm not much of a drinker. Okay, I'm really not. Uh, just I don't know. It's like I just don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. um, okay, the 1921 is my Holy Grail watch as well. Hey, 40 Love 68 regrets. I've heard mixed reviews, and it hurts to hear. You know, the 1921 is a watch I think that is always fun to look at while you're wearing. All right. It's got the when the 1921 came out, I think it was 2013. I wanted one from that point until I got one. I've never had a single problem with it. The 4400 movement came out with the 21. Vacheron Constantin introduced that movement. They are still using that movement very heavily in any of their hand wound watches. That's sort of their, in fact, I think that's their go to movement. But that is Vacheron Constantin from soup to nut. That's not a jury rig something else that they put together. The only if you want a complaint about the 1921, here it is. It takes a long time to wind. It's basically a 2-day charge in it, and you're winding most of those 2 days. You just wind and wind and wind. Now, the other part about that is that winding a watch, that gorgeous, and it's got that really solid heft to it. That watch is a joy. It really is. My problem is I got a lot of joys, so it comes in a rotations. This is today is Francois Friday, Francois Paul Friday. So I got out my resonance and got it all wound. But you can see the second hands; they are still perfectly synced. Okay, and so are the two watches. And this is basically what the whole thing about resonance is. And in the back, you can see it's basically two watches. What they've done now with the new one is that they just have a single barrel, and it winds both of them, both of the two watches inside, and then the whole thing is somehow regulated by a Remontoir Egalite. You talk about a watch that would be, man, I tell you, that was such a cool watch. Well, it's if having a drink with socially or stuff like that, that's fun. I do that, but I'm just not a drinker. I don't know. It wasn't true in college, but afterwards, you know what it is. I can't get anything done. Same thing with smoking pot. You smoke pot, I can't get anything done. So I've heard from people who's used it. So I'm not. I don't know. I am a bore when it comes to extracurricular things like that. Just doing stuff. God, I tell you, I've been out in the sun. I've been mowing the yard and everything else. I had to go down and get some gas, and boy, the gas prices are great. And gee, I'm looking like Santa Claus with pink cheeks from the sun and stuff. Okay, so uh, Yeah, that's what the thing is that that I would really like to take pictures with that. Thing is, I can't get it synced up. Hi, Brendan, how you doing? I remember driving around with two kids in a car. Everywhere we went was wine country. Oh man, I was, sometimes I feel like the kids in the cars. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And it's essentially trying to find out, when I really want to hear from Agenor. When will it be ready? Is it ready yet? I mean, the decision that they would put together a watch like that for us. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, wow, was that a lot of chic? Here we go into the one of the world's top watchmakers, and hey, a bunch of us sitting around during the pandemic, and we thought it'd be fun to do this. You want to make a movement for us? It's like, oh yeah, that's what we'll do. I have no idea what's going on. Uh, okay, let's see. Paul tried sniffing glue, couldn't stick with it. Oh man, no, it just there's I've been writing books for must have been 40 something years, maybe 45 years, and with books you've got to it just takes everyday discipline. I mean, it's like digging a ditch every day. You got to dig a little of it, otherwise you'll never get it done. I've known some people who go, oh, pull an all-nighter. You're not gonna get a book done in an all-nighter. All you get is no sleep and no book. um so I'm not a teetotaler or anything, and just sort of, oh yeah, anybody who's been at the watch time show knows that I have lots of fun. And big coffee. um Likes hallucinogens, loves Dali's melted clock. You're right, for when you have no idea how right you are. Listen, I was in college in San Francisco and from 1966 to 68, and we used to go down to Golden Gate Park, and they had free concerts by Quicksilver Messenger Service, which you probably never heard of, Grateful Dead, and some of those old acid rock bands, um, Jefferson Airplane, those kinds of things. So there were a lot of interesting things going on. But like I said, I'm pretty boring. Let's see. I basically live in the heart of Washington wine country. Yeah, yeah. There's I love wines. What I try to do when a new, what is it? Last year's wine, 2019. Apparently, every time when they have a year that ends with a nine, I always buy a case. You know? I don't know if it doesn't always work out, but what the heck? Coffee is for closers. There you go. Rehab is for quitters. Rehab is for winners, man. I tell you, that's smoking cigarettes. I used to smoke cigarettes and pipes for years, and best thing I ever did was quit that. God, but that was like back in '84, before a lot of you were born. When I was in college, they used to come by and they give us these little sample packs of cigarettes, and people smoked in class, and professor was smoking. Everybody was smoking up a storm. And now when I see it in a movie, it's almost uncomfortable to see that. And it's really funny how things have changed that way. Tea toddies are great. They sound great. I have a great recipe for them. 5 parts vodka, 1 part vermouth, 3 olives, skip the tea. That sounds like a Long Island iced tea. Uh, oh, let's see. Hi, Truth Fears. How you doing? Um, you know, um, Let's go back to this guy's stuff. This is like a $30,000 watch, okay? 29,000, this particular one. We know what the movement is. The movement is 2 hands and a small second, all right? The case, you got a gold case here. The case is, I don't know where he gets his cases. You could get it from a lot of different places. And so what I'm sort of wondering, maybe he's using that 10X. He can, well, let's see, it'd be $4,000 for the movement. He may have gotten better deal than that. I don't know. And then he's got these other kinds of things that he's going to have prices. Let's say 4 for the movement. We'll say 1,000 for the case. Oh, wait a minute, it's a gold case. We'll say 1,500 for the case. So you got $5,500 in it about, and then he makes his own dials and hands, and I think that is time consuming, and he uses a turning machine or rose, something like that, some kind of turning that he does. I don't know. You gave up smoking in 1970. Yeah, that's even better, man. I tell you, the sooner you gave it up, the better. I smoke pipes. Pipes are really hard to stop because pipes are nice, they smell so much better, but cigarettes are bad. Man, I tell you, somebody with lip cancer will tell you that pipes are really bad, or mouth cancer. That's the past. So 29K in gold, 21K steel. Way too expensive for those. Not to put them down, but it's like I've made an independent pricing, not unknown watchmaker pricing. I've got I read the guy's, well, I didn't read the whole thing. I was late as it was, but I read the write-up about it, and it's got the same stupid problems in a website that like a real watchmaker has. So, but it was I don't know. I didn't look to see if he was passionate about it or not. Let's hope so. Hey, Lee Todd, how you doing? Uh-oh, you having a boomer there? Is Fracking Gulch fracking right now? Let's see. Case will be way more than 1,500. Okay, Eddie, how much will it be, and how do you know? Anyone here in Southwest Missouri? Clyde, you're not in Southwest Missouri, unless you're on a trip somewhere. You can get a limited edition Degas with the same movement and platinum case for 10K? Really? Whoa. This one is $9,783. And I don't know if it's, I can't tell. PD 950, does that mean anything to anyone? I know some of the, right here it has PD 950. And I was wondering if that's a platinum, because man, if that thing is platinum, that is a heck of a deal. Floating barrel, 53 hours. I really like this movement. So I don't think we go wrong with either one. Maybe I'll get both of them. That'd be fun. Getting piggy about movements. No, I never did that, Truth Fears. A Leary trip. Yeah, there were those. Let's see. How to be a respectable watch. Step 1, have a bad website. Yeah, have a website. Well, there's a bad website and there's a pretty website. A lot of the watch websites are very pretty. I mean, and they're well designed in that respect. They're not well designed in terms of information design. That's one thing that's their biggest problem, and nor their navigation. That's another problem. The one he has, he's got this thing and a little slideshow that goes on, and you try to trap one to copy it, and it becomes hard. I've got some software that'll take the paint off a wall, so that's not the problem. I like to do it in other ways. Um, do you prefer cupcakes or donuts? Oh man, I can't eat either one of those, Geezer. I can't eat one. I love donuts and I love cupcakes. I would say the one I probably like the best are donuts. Love donut. I love everything. That's what I get. Boy, when once they let me out of the house, I'm gonna look like Johnny Cupcake going along. Hi, Crappy. How you doing? Oh, let's see. Krispy Kremes. Oh my God. Yeah. I wouldn't let myself have even one of those. I could walk away from a shot of heroin quicker than a Krispy Kreme donut if I had one. Let's see. Hi, Dr. A and B. Hope all is well and safe. So far, so good. You know, one thing, I know this sounds weird. We're having like bumper crop in all of my orchards and things like my orchards aren't very big. They're pretentious orchards of 2 or 3 trees. But man, I tell you, I was looking at our cherry tree and it's full of cherries. I mean, it's last year we just had a few, but I think they had a real break from the pollution and it really showed up, which is a good, a good thing. It's sort of a forced experiment. What's it like when the air is clean? I haven't known for years. Let's see. Bra cupcakes. Huh. Hey, Apar, how you doing? Um, hmm. Hmm. Hey, Johnny B. Did you see AP is using a Vaushur movement in their new 34 Royal tree? No, I didn't. Um, is it called a royal tree instead of a royal oak? No, I didn't hear that. Do you know, Johnny? Do you know which Vaushur movement they're using? Just planted our garden first week without freezing temperatures at night. Yeah, we've had my wife had to bring in some plants she put out. I gotta what I'm gonna do. I gotta get our among other things, get our deck. I do that every year. Do the deck and get the rollers out there and get the thing covered. The problem this year is the paint store's been closed, so I can't get my deck covering. And I'll try it. Maybe it's open now. I asked Clive if he had a retrograde, and he said, "Why bother when he has a retro Solvid?" Popcorn while watching TV. Yeah. Okay. Why Apar? Your neighbor likes it too. Okay, doke. All right. Yeah, I know. Oh boy, the cherries this year. I'm gonna make cherry tarts. They're little bitty cherries, and they're a little sour, but they really are. I should say tart, and boy, but they're good. Wonder if this COVID is going to bring a new baby boom. That's what I've been wondering too. Like, what do you want to do? I don't know what you want to do. Let's go. I have no idea. One thing I think I do know that's been up, unfortunately, there's been a lot of spousal abuse. And they're not just talking about guys taking the family fortune and buying watches. There may be a big divorce rate. I don't know, man. Could you imagine? I saw this, I read this thing about a honeymoon couple. They just got married. They go on a cruise. Their ship is clobbered with COVID-19. They didn't get it, but they're stuck in the stateroom. Man, I tell you, I wonder how that's going to last. The other thing too, I don't know. a lot of the graduations of I remember one of my son's graduations. That was got to be the most biggest piece of hot air agony. And by hot air, I mean out in the eastern part of Southern California. It was hot. Everybody had to wear a suit. And then people up there giving talks. And, you know, I was wondering, when's the pandemic when you need it? I don't know. I guess graduating from high school, we were told by our high school, well, you better come to all of the events. It may be the last chance. In other words, we don't think you guys are going to college, so live it up while you can. I don't know. Okay, let's see what else is new. What's your favorite type of finishing on a movement? Ooh, good question. Boy, that's a good question. You know what I really like? I like a nice smooth one. I like the frosted finishing that Marco Lang did on his Lang and Hein watches that he made. I really like that, and having a diamond on it. I think that's the coolest thing. By the way, too, he said, "Oh, this is a German tradition," and I think I found another watch that had the diamond on top of the balance, a German watch. But do you guys know of any other German watches that have a diamond on top of the balance? Let's see. The pandemic is the best thing that's ever happened for Clivers. His office is probably inundated with divorce, spousal abuse cases. Oh, I hope not. That hurts Clive's feelings to have to deal with that. High school graduation is not graduation by any means. As definition of a graduate is master's degree. Okay. The increased cherry production is due to the benign influence of goats. Blessed be the goats. That must be it. They got the goat vibes. The goats have been just cool this year, like very, like very cool. they usually, if they see me with an apple or a pear, they come charging the fence. But this year I went out to say hi to them, and they looked at me like we got better things to do, and so went back to munching. German frosting is great. Côte de Soleil is always great. And there's something. What is and I wish that a voice would come out and say you pronounce it this way, but I know you can't. So Côte de Soleil or something like that. What is Côte de Soleil? Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Special edition. Oh yeah, there's that. Victoria's Secret is going out of business. Okay. Yeah, I know. That is they have a great big store in our mall, and it's always fun that my wife claims that I slow down when we walk in front of that store. She's probably right. I don't know. Côte de Soleil is like Côte de Genève, but sunburst shape. Oh, I've seen that. It's gorgeous. I like that a lot too. That's really beautiful. What is it? Something like that is on the white gold prints. And that's the one that they have it on the front. They have like a guilloche, something like that on the front. And then you turn it over and you can see it on the back too. It really cool. Let's see, 1920. Well, 1924. Okie doke. Is that she is really a DOOD? Tent size. Okay. The guy that owns them owns a huge mall in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, they're really big on big malls in the Midwest. In fact, the guy that owns our mall is from the Midwest. Tim, I absolutely love the Hermes. I really like those. One of the most interesting Hermeses is called and I think it's a slim de Hermes. It's called what is it? They probably have it in French, but basically it means suspended time. And it has a function on it, and you hit that function, and everything stops. Time, quote, time stops. But somehow they keep it going under the hood, and so when that time is up, then it goes back to the right time. I suppose there's certain romantic interludes that could be used for, but that is so cool. I like Hermes fonts, and there are a lot of things about those. By the way, too, Hermes has done a number, besides owning 25% of Vaucher. Hermes has had a number of their watches done with Agenor, a lot of the movements. When I lived in St. Thomas, the goats along the path were unbelievably dumb, and that they would back up to avoid me all the way down the trail to the beach instead of just walking off to a side. Okay. Maybe they just liked you, Forbin. Hi, Matthew. How you doing? Yeah, I know, Mark. Don't tell them about the crowd that just went behind me. Oh, it's just, yeah, that's it. Suspendu, Alpar. Let's see what's going on else. Hermes really nice looking watches, but it's the scarf and ties too. So that's, yeah, I know, but those are really nice. My wife has a number of their scarves, and I have a number of their ties. In fact, it's my favorite tie. You know, really, what we live in is a luxury environment. I tell you, it's no less strange than when you're looking at Patek Philippe. They have, would you like the matching cufflinks to go with it? I don't know. I would feel even dumber if I had those AP or Patek Philippe. Well, I got the watch and I got the matching cufflinks. I don't know why. The Slim de Hermes is very nice, but I think I picked the Tonda 1950s. I agree. Yeah, see, there's the there's so many watches that are sort of there and hidden, and I think that Hermes has a lot, Parmigiani has a lot. One that I think has some really nice ones is Girard Perregaux. They always have been sort of a funny company as far as I can see. I like them, but they're just something. Sometimes their watches seem a little awkward, even though they have really good movements. Malls that go out of business and lay empty could be converted to drive-in theaters. The space could be had for that cheap. They were talking about that. Apparently, some drive-in theaters are coming back because family can pile in the car, and you can put the cousins in the trunk, and off you go to the drive-in movie, and everybody can have social distancing. Let's see. My Prince B. Johnny B, what prints do you have? Do you have a what are they called? Tudor prints, because the princes that I thought the Cellini prints was 3 hertz. Isn't that right? And a reason for that is they're so small. Well, they're fitted though. Boy, those Johnny, tell me your Prince beats at 28,800. Yeah, I got it, Mark. That's a good topic. Rolex Cellini prints, Johnny. I'm pretty sure that Rolex Cellini prints runs at 3 hertz, which is 21,600, I think. I could be wrong because I don't have one, but I've been lusting after one, and that's one of the things that attracted me to it. You're feeling lucky today, so I bought a lottery ticket. If I hit the jackpot tonight, I'll buy you a. Oh, all right. Thanks, geezer. I'd appreciate it. And I wouldn't complain at all. I never look a optimum in the mouth. I'll put it that way. Anyway, well, look, guys, gone over again, and but I hope I'm gonna. I think I may have found what the problem is with the other microphone. But is this microphone better than the one I had been using? Because the other one was a more expensive one and supposedly a better one, and it could have been picking up some things that this one doesn't, and so that could have caused the problems. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is better. Okay, mic is good. It's not great, but it's. I've had it for a while. It's much better. Okay, all right. Well, I'll start using this one again then. Okay, guys. Listen. Do me a favor, if you would. Take a look at Shapiro's stuff, even on his dubious website. And take a close look at some of the other models that he has, because I think we can get a lot of good ideas. This, to me, looks like a Shapiro Brigade. I mean, if somebody said, "Quick, what is this?" I'd say Brigade. I mean, it looks that much like it, which is fine. You know, if and you know, it's like, how would you like a $30,000 dial, or about a $20,000 dial? But you know, figure it out. See you guys. Take care, everybody. Be safe, and hasta mañana.